Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of State of Survival with Sticky Fang Gaming. And I just did my first round of League of Reservoir Raid League, which this is the first round that they did from the actual release. GLC and State 11 did a beta test a little while ago. I wasn't able to get a part of that, but this was my very first experience with the Water Raid League, and I was my hopes were high. I was like, man, they got the Water Raid thing down pat. This event has been going on for months. There's no way they can mess this up. This is basically going to be the same thing in tournament style. And let me tell you, I was extremely wrong. And I'm not even going to spoil the surprise for you. Let me just go ahead and show you this footage so you can see how the normal water raid is different from this water raid. Typically, when I do these videos, I like to speed up the footage because there's like an hour's worth. But this is only about 7 minutes long, and I'm not even going to speed it up because I want you guys to see everything. I want you to see everything that I was dealing with. So, as you just seen on that previous screen, I was getting like you're killing all your troops pack, the revive your troops pack, because in the Water Raid League, you actually lose troops, I think, because in the reports you have the wounded and then you actually have troops that are dying off. And I was a little concerned at first because I was like, man, am I really like losing troops from an event that's not state versus state? And as you see on the screen right now, every target that I click on is showing target no longer exists. So if you missed that, go ahead and record back really quick. I clicked on 3 different targets and each one is saying that they no longer exist. My whole job in this league, I was on team 3, and my whole job was to rally people and burn them and zero them out and kill them all. That was my job. And I wasn't able to do that because every time I would do it, it said target no longer exists. And look at this right now. So I scouted this guy, and then I sent 2 marches out. And on the screen, it says he's still there, right? And just watch what happens. My troops are marching. I'm getting there. I'm just like, man, this is super buggy. This is weird. I'm not even able to rally anyone. Apparently, I can't. It wasn't letting me rally buildings. It wasn't letting me rally people. It just said system error. That's what kept popping up. But look, target is missing. But if you look back on the screen, it's showing that he's still there. And that's frustrating because if he ported away, I could have just recalled my troops and saved myself some time. But I'm thinking that he's still there the entire time. And I'm going to show you some more examples of some things that was going on. And I'll also talk about some things that you won't see in the footage that I experienced later on into the event. So the the war chat or whatever it's called, the battle chat wasn't working. It wasn't showing that people were sharing chords. It wasn't showing that people were sharing locations. It wasn't showing people talking. You had to do a hard reset of the game. Look, target no longer exists. You had to do a hard reset of the entire game just to see your battle chat, which made battle chat pretty much useless. But you can't share chords and you can't share reports through alliance chat while the event is going on. It doesn't work like that. So if you wanted to see someone's stats, like target no longer exists again, it's so frustrating. If you wanted to see someone's stats, you had to do a hard reset of the game and see if they shared it or not. Like there's this guy Panda that we were fighting against from this alliance, and I'm trying to say like, hey guys, watch out for his stats. They couldn't see the report that I was sharing unless they did a hard reset, and that's super frustrating. And again, with this whole target not located thing, like I wasn't able to do my job hitting people because I wasn't able to tell when they were no longer there. Only way I was able to tell when somebody like ported away was if I tried to attack them and then it said target no longer exists and then they disappeared. And my team they're trying to tell me like, hey, these guys are porting here, these guys are porting there, but on my screen, they're not showing up. And see, look, target no longer exists again. Target no longer exists. Another thing that I was starting to encounter later on in this event, but I don't have video proof of it, was I wanted to port to an area where my team was saying like everybody was at. They were saying like the enemy is here. Like, can you get down here and help us out? And I was like, yeah, no problem. And every location I tried to click on, it was saying you can't relocate here. You can't relocate there. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Let me go ahead and do a hard reset again for like the 20th time, and hopefully I'll be able to relocate. So I'm able to relocate here, in the center reservoir. But then after that, I'm not able to relocate anywhere else. So I'm trying to relocate down south to help my team fight these guys that they can see apparently, and they're fighting, but I'm not able to see them. And I do the hard reset, and I try to click on it again in the south side, around a building or whatever, and it's still saying you can't relocate here, you can't relocate here. And it's just so frustrating because I used all my buffs. I pulled out some items that I was saving forever, things that I typically don't do until state versus state for this event, and I just wasn't able to compete. And I feel bad for the opposing team too, because look, they have 0 points right now, and it probably isn't from their lack of effort. It probably is they're having the same issues that I'm having. They're not able to properly coordinate, or they're not able to properly attack or fight. I don't think that their rallies were working just like how my rallies were working, and they just weren't able to knock us out, and they just weren't able to fight us properly. And this, it's just crazy. It's crazy because the Reservoir Raid event has been around for a long time now. Like, it's been around for quite a bit. I get that the league is something new, but you would think that with this event being around for so long, that they would ensure that there would be no issues like this happening when something like of this magnitude is happening, because this league is supposed to be a big deal. This is the first brand new thing that they've given us in a long time. And for it to be this buggy, it just blows my mind. So now these guys that we're facing, they're gonna, oh, and if you just didn't catch that, if you just missed out on the screen, go back a couple seconds, you'll see that I couldn't even get into the center reservoir when it dropped because the bubble was still showing, and then all of a sudden it clicked for some reason, and one of my teammates was already in the reservoir, and I'm late going into it because it was still showing as closed. And then I'm gonna show you, look, the munitions factory is still showing as closed. I'm supposed to be in there right now, and I can't even get in there because it's still showing as closed. I'm clicking it, seeing if it'll refresh. It won't open, and the timer is done. Like, all these are bugs that should have been worked out by now. They have a beta. They had a beta in the real game. They have a PTR, like a closed off server for testing of events. How did they miss this? How did they not catch this? Is the team that we're facing against, are they going to be properly compensated for this bug happening? I mean, if on an even playing field, would they have beaten us? Like, we don't know because this was kind of unfair to them. Like, this is just crazy to me, and I just don't get it. There are so many issues with this event. There was just so many issues with this event, and I was super excited for it. Like, my mind is literally blown. It really is. So I just wanted to show you guys that if you are part of this league, or if maybe you didn't get a chance to do this league and it's going to come next go around, don't get your hopes high. Because if they don't fix these bugs, these are things that you're going to have to fight against. And it's more frustrating to fight against bugs than it is to fight against the enemy team. Because you probably won't even be able to see the enemy team or click on them or attack them or anything. So I just wanted to let you guys know this is what you have to look out for. Yeah, just good luck to you. Really quick, state 500. I don't really play in that state anymore just because it just, the project failed. Super unfortunate. It really sucks when you want to do something special and you're just not able to for a multitude of reasons. I do appreciate everybody who did come out to state 500 and play with me for a little while, but that state has just basically been, I don't know, it's hard to describe. I don't even want to get into it, but I really appreciate everybody who did come out and play with me in State 500. And shout out to everyone who participated in the events. I do apologize. I did not get those videos out when I wanted to. Life happens. I've told you guys before. it is what it is. But I do appreciate everyone. I appreciate you watching my videos, supporting the channel. More to come in the future, hopefully. New heroes were just released, and let me tell you that they are overpowered. Actually, I'll go ahead and let you know now. I have one of the new heroes, and I had enough legendary fragments in my bag to get him up to Lieutenant Colonel. And at Lieutenant Colonel alone, his stats are stronger than Zoe, Miho, and Ash. And he actually does more damage than the ones that we just got, the Wolf Dude, the ones that you can exchange for. He does more damage than them because I used him in raid and he was doing more damage than I was getting from like the French girl and the Wolf Dude and whatever's the case. So these new heroes are pretty broken as well. I would say that you should probably get them immediately if they're released in your state, because if you don't get them, you're gonna get beat pretty bad in like state versus state and stuff like that. So I'll go more in depth with that in a later video, but thank you for watching. As always, like, share, subscribe, and until next time, this has been another episode of State of Survival with Sticky Fang Gaming.